Brazil looks like one thing: beaches, carnival, big cities. But once you actually experience it, you realize it's completely different depending on where you go. And most people only see a small part of it. The version shown in postcards and travel guides barely scratches the surface. Brazil isn't just one type of destination. It's multiple worlds in one country. From major cities, to rainforests, to natural landscapes that don't even feel real. Each region has its own personality, its own rhythm, its own way of pulling you in. If you're into discovering places beyond the typical version, make sure you're subscribed. We explore destinations a little differently here. Rio de Janeiro. Start with Rio, one of the most recognizable cities in the world. Christ the Redeemer overlooking the city. Sugarloaf Mountain. Beaches like Copacabana and Ipanema. It's energetic, loud, colorful, always moving. But here's what surprises people. Rio isn't just about the views. It's about the atmosphere. Music, people, culture. The way strangers talk to each other on the beach. The street performers in Lapa. The late-night gatherings in neighborhood bars where samba plays until morning. It feels alive. There's an energy here that doesn't exist in most major cities. A rawness. A sense that anything could happen at any moment. You walk through neighborhoods like Santa Teresa and the architecture shifts. Colonial buildings. Street art covering entire walls. Tiny caves tucked into hillside corners. The favelas dot the landscape, challenging every simplified narrative you might have heard before arriving. Rio forces you to confront complexity. Beauty and struggle exist side by side. Wealth and poverty separated by a single street. And somehow, through all of it, there's still joy, music, connection. But Rio is just one side of Brazil. Iguazu Falls. Head south, and everything changes. Iguazu Falls, one of the largest waterfall systems in the world. Hundreds of waterfalls spread across a massive area. Straddling the border between Brazil and Argentina, this natural wonder stretches nearly 2 miles across. Standing near them, you feel the power of it. The sound, the mist, the scale. It's hard to fully capture until you're there. The roar is constant, overwhelming. The kind of sound that drowns out conversation and makes you feel small. The walkways bring you close, closer than feels comfortable. The spray soaks through clothing. Rainbows appear and disappear in the mist. There's a particular spot called the Devil's Throat, where the water drops with such force that you can barely see through the spray. The ecosystem around the falls is just as impressive. Tropical forest surrounds the area. Wildlife appears unexpectedly. Coatis wander the paths. Toucans perch in nearby trees. This isn't a quick stop. It's an experience that demands hours. Days if you explore both the Brazilian and Argentine sides. Each viewpoint offers something different. Some give you the panoramic scope. Others put you right in the middle of the chaos. But Brazil doesn't stop there. Amazon rainforest, main highlight. Then you go deeper. The Amazon, completely different environment. Dense forest, rivers, wildlife. This is one of the most important ecosystems on Earth. Covering over 2 million square miles, the Amazon stretches across multiple countries, but a significant portion lies within Brazil. Guided tours take you into parts of the forest. You see things you don't normally see anywhere else. Pink river dolphins surfacing in the murky water. Howler monkeys creating sounds that echo through the canopy. Insects the size of your hand. Plants with leaves broader than umbrellas. It feels remote, unpredictable, and very different from the cities. The humidity hits you the moment you step off the boat. It's thick, constant. The air feels heavy with moisture and life. Nights in the Amazon are unlike anywhere else. The darkness is absolute. But the sounds never stop. Frogs, insects, birds, creatures you can't identify creating a symphony that lasts until dawn. River trips reveal communities living along the water. Small settlements where life revolves around the river's rhythm. Fishing, transportation, everything connects back to the water. You start to understand why preservation matters. Why this place is called the lungs of the earth. Why its survival affects everyone everywhere. Quick question. Would you rather explore the Amazon or stay closer to the cities and beaches? Let me know in the comments. And then there's another side of Brazil most people don't expect: Salvador culture. Head to Salvador. A completely different cultural experience. Colorful buildings, historic streets, music everywhere. Strong African influence in food, music, and traditions. Salvador was Brazil's first capital. The historic center, Pelourinho, showcases centuries-old architecture painted in vibrant yellows, blues, and greens. This is where Brazil's cultural identity feels strongest. It's different from Rio, more historic, more rooted in tradition. The African diaspora shaped Salvador in profound ways. You hear it in the rhythms. Capoeira circles form in public squares. Drummers pound out patterns inherited from ancestors who arrived here centuries ago against their will. The food carries African DNA. Acarajé, fried bean fritters stuffed with shrimp and spices, sold by women in traditional dress. Mocaca, a rich seafood stew made with dende oil and coconut milk. Religious traditions blend Catholicism with candomblé. Colorful ribbons tied to church gates carry wishes and prayers. Offerings appear on beaches at dawn. Walking through Salvador streets, you encounter history at every turn. Churches covered in gold leaf, cobblestone paths worn smooth by centuries of footsteps. Musicians playing on corners, their instruments passed down through generations. The energy is different here, slower than Rio, more deliberate. There's pride in preservation, in maintaining connections to the past while moving forward. Markets overflow with handicrafts, lacework, carvings, textiles and patterns that tell stories. Festivals dominate the calendar. Carnival here rivals Rio's, but with its own distinct flavor. More participatory, more rooted in community than spectacle. And through all of this, there's one thing that connects it all: food and lifestyle. The lifestyle. Brazil is social. People spend time outside. Food is shared. Music is constant. Street food, local dishes, fresh ingredients. It's not rushed. It's experienced. Meals last hours. Conversations extend long after plates are cleared. There's no hurry to finish and move on. Churrascarias serve endless rounds of grilled meat. Feijoada, a hearty black bean and pork stew, traditionally eaten on Saturdays with family and friends. Fresh fruit appears everywhere. Acai, passion fruit, guava. Flavors that taste different here than anywhere else because they're picked ripe and sold immediately. Coffee culture runs deep. Small cups of strong, sweet cafezinho consumed throughout the day. Bakeries on every corner offering pão de queijo, cheese bread that's crispy outside, chewy inside. Beach culture isn't just about lying in the sun. It's about volleyball games, vendors selling grilled cheese on sticks, caipirinhas made fresh with lime and cachaça, conversations with strangers who become friends within minutes. Music isn't background noise, it's foreground. It's the reason people gather. Samba, bossa nova, forró, MPB. Each genre carries history and emotion. Even in cities, life spills onto streets. Sidewalk cafes, outdoor markets, public squares where people congregate just to be around others. There's warmth in interactions, genuine interest in connection, a default friendliness that surprises visitors expecting big city coldness. So what is Brazil really? It's not just beaches or cities. It's contrast, urban energy, natural power, cultural depth, all in one country. And most people only experience a small part of it. The typical tourist route misses so much. The colonial towns of Minas Gerais with their Baroque churches, the Pantanal wetlands teeming with wildlife, the northeastern beaches that look like they belong in the Caribbean, the modern architecture of Brasilia, the wine regions of the south, the sand dunes of Lençóis Maranhenses that shift like liquid desert. Each region could be its own country. Each has enough to explore for weeks. That's why Brazil isn't just what you expect. It's more than that. It's complexity that can't be reduced to simple descriptions. It's contradictions that somehow make sense when you're there. It's a country that forces you to expand your understanding with every new experience. The stereotypes exist for a reason. There really are incredible beaches, Carnival really is spectacular. The cities really do pulse with energy. But those are just entry points, doorways into something much larger and more nuanced. If you enjoy exploring places like this in a different way, make sure to subscribe. There's a lot more coming. And let me know in the comments, what part of Brazil would you want to experience most? The rainforest, the waterfalls, the cultural heartbeat of Salvador? Or something else entirely that most visitors never even consider?